Well, welcome. I'm Jeff Blubaugh, the Sedgwick County Commission District 2. I'm joined here today with our CFO, Lindsay Rousseau. Lindsay, thank you very much for joining us.
Well, thank you so much for the invitation.
So I know that you wear a lot of different hats, and I want to get into that. But first off, tell us a little bit of personal information you'd like to share with us.
Sure. So I actually just got recognized at our employee recognition ceremony yesterday for 15 years with Sedgwick County. Yes, thank you. So I've been CFO for almost 9 years of that, which blows my mind. But I started in the budget office in 2010. Before that, I was at the legislature. But actually, I'm a born and raised Wichitan. Okay. Very proud of it. An East Sider. Sorry. Went to Capon and then went to KU. Got 2 undergrad degrees, worked for a year, and decided that I wasn't quite ready for that world and went to law school, which I think surprises a lot of folks. And so passed the bar exam, went to the legislature and worked for the Division of Post Audit, and then came here. I have been married for a really long time, probably longer than I want to say. I have a stepdaughter who's about 24. I have 4 dogs at home who, when my stepdaughter went to college, the puppies became my source of love and entertainment on the weekends. Love Halloween, love KU basketball. So that's a little bit about me.
So you're kind of like the doctor lawyer.
Yes.
Somebody that's got the subject matter expertise and yet a law degree in case anyone wants to argue with you.
That way I can defend my folks who maybe are more bashful in finance. I can go fight for them.
Well, thanks for sharing that with us. We have over 41 different departments, and you have a tie to every department because you control the money strings. So how do you communicate and help make decisions with so many different parties? How do you spread yourself that thin throughout the county?
I think that's an awesome question. I have a wonderful team. So we have about 45 staff in finance who touch every part of the organization, like you mentioned. So we have excellent accountants and budgeteers and purchasing staff and risk management staff, and they make sure I stay in the loop on anything that's coming up on their front. And just the biggest part for me, honestly, is relationships. I have been at the county for a long time. Because we are in finance, we have that unique ability to be able to talk to everybody. And so just making sure I have that situational awareness. I know what's important to those folks because I have relationships with them. Making sure that you put out the fire that's the hottest in a given moment. And certainly what the commission and the county manager tells me are my priorities really helps me figure out who I'm going to deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Now, some of your other responsibilities, I know when we have an issue with the Intrust Arena, the WSU mill levy, you're our go-to person for some of those special things
Yes,
as well.
So one of my favorite parts of my job as being CFO is I'm also the contract administrator for Intrust Bank Arena. So I think most folks know it was built with a 1-cent sales tax. But like many things, government maybe isn't the best positioned to manage an arena. And so we contracted with a company that's been with us really since the start of the arena. And it's my job, since it's mostly a financial arrangement these days, to kind of be the liaison between the county government and the folks who manage that arena on our behalf. So love that particular part of my job.
Where do you see some of Sedgwick County's biggest challenges currently as well as long term? You've been here for a while. You've kicked the tires on everything. You kind of know. Where do you see some of our challenges?
Well, I think it's something that is no surprise to anyone. Right now, we have enormous demand for service. But at the same time, we also know that that service doesn't come cheap, and our citizens have to live within their means. And so trying to meet those service expectations within available financial resources, I think, is the biggest challenge. It's been the biggest challenge since I've been here. I think long term it will be the biggest challenge. In the short term, we are hearing about all kinds of the space needs and things that we've had. The commission has been very gracious and has focused on compensation for our employees these last several years, but I do think there's a lot of conversation that's going to need to be had about a ComCare complex, what we're going to do with ComCare Crisis to staff that once it's up and operational. Our Regional Forensic Science Center, all of these things that are big generational projects are coming to a head now. And so I think in the next few years, that's a lot of what the county is going to have to be talking about, on top of what we're hearing about at the state legislature and how, as a, we're technically what they call a political subdivision of the state. So unlike cities, Counties can only do what the state legislature tells us we can do. And that's been complicated for us the last few years.
Yeah, you had the same challenges when I was on the Wichita City Council, a couple years ago. You had the same issues we did. Inflation, salaries were going up. We were all looking at our normal 3 to 4% budget increases. You start to see these crazy spikes. You have a little bit of attrition, but yet, you're losing employees faster than what you're getting them.
Absolutely.
So I think you guys right now, we're getting where we need to be staff-wise, and it's because of the work you guys did a few years ago.
Well, and the commission has really been bold about trying to make sure those service levels are met, and so I admire the work you all do.
What is something that most folks don't know about you that you'd like to share with us?
Well, I'm a Halloween fanatic.
Okay.
And so this year Halloween is on a Friday, and my house is going to be epic. I'm going to have a movie playing on the garage. I'm going to have popcorn and hot dogs in the driveway on top of the full-size candy bars and all of that. So
you sound a lot like my 12-year-old son Sam, because he did the same thing. He decorated lights, eyes all over trees out in the front
how
yard.
fun.
He told me today, he goes, I'm going to play a movie on the garage door whenever they're trick or treat. So you and him seem like kind of share the passion. So. Anything else you'd like to share with us?
No, sir. I appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Thank you very much for being here. If you'd like to reach out to me, probably the best way is my email, jeff.blubaugh@sedgwick.gov. And if you'd like to reach out to Lindsay, what's the best way to contact you?
Probably email. It's probably easiest to go on the finance website, though, and pick that, because I do have 2 last names that rhyme, and it can be a bit of a trick. So please go to sedgwickcounty.org, find finance, and you can find my email address there.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.